could not do this, you could not do that. They forced my father out of his business. We had to wear yellow stars. I had to turn in my bike. I couldn't go to Dutch school anymore. I couldn't even go to the movies or ride an automobile or even on a streetcar and a million other things. But somehow, we children still managed to have fun. Yesterday, Father told me we were going into hiding. Where, he wouldn't say.
At 5 o'clock this morning, Mother woke me and told me to hurry and get dressed. I was to put on as many clothes as I could. It would look too suspicious if we walked along carrying suitcases. It wasn't until we were on our way that I learned where we were going. Our hiding place was to be upstairs in the building where Father used to have his business. 3 other people were coming with us, the Van Dans and their son Peter. Father knew the Van Dans, but we never met them.
I expect I should be describing what it feels like to go into hiding, but I really don't know yet myself. I only know it's funny never to be able to go outdoors, never to breathe fresh air, never to run and jump and shout. It's the silence in the nights that frightens me the most. Every time I hear a crack in the house or a step on the street outside, I'm sure they're coming for us. The days aren't so bad.
At least we know that Meep and Mr. Krayler are down there below us in the office, our protectors we call them. I asked Father what would happen to them if the Nazis found out they were hiding us. Pim said they would suffer the same fate as we would. Imagine. They know this and yet they come up here. They're always cheerful and gay as if they were nothing in the world to bother them.
Friday, the 21st of August, 1942. Today I'm going to tell you our general news. Mother is unbearable. She insists on treating me like a baby, which I loathe. Otherwise, things are going better.
Monday, the 21st of September, 1942. Mr. Dussel and I had another battle yesterday. Yes, Mr. Dussel. According to him, nothing, I repeat, nothing, is right about me. My appearance, my character, my manners. Well, he was going on and on at me. I thought, sometime I'll give you such a smack that you'll fly right up to the ceiling. Why is it that every grown-up thinks he knows the way to bring up children, particularly the grown-ups that never had any?
I keep wishing that Peter was a girl instead of a boy. Then I would have someone to talk to. Margaret is a darling, but she takes everything too seriously. To pause for a moment on the subject of Mr. Van Dan, I must tell you her attempts to flirt with Father are getting her nowhere. Pimp, thank goodness, won't play.
The air raids are getting worse. They come over day and night. The noise is terrifying. Pim says it should be music to our ears. The more planes, the sooner will come the end of the war. Mrs. Van Dan pretends to be a fatalist. What will be, will be. But when the planes come over, who is the most frightened? No one else but Petronella.
Monday, the 9th of November, 1942. Wonderful news. The Allies have landed in Africa. Pim says that we can look for an early finish to the war. Just for fun, he asked each of us what was the first thing we wanted to do when we got out of here. Mrs. Van Den longs to be home with her things, her needlepoint chair, the Beckstein piano her father gave her, the best that money could buy. Peter would like to go to a movie. Mr. Dussel wants to get back to his dentist drill. He's afraid he's losing his touch. For myself, there are so many things. To ride a bike again, to laugh till my belly aches, to have new clothes from the skin out, to have a hot tub filled to overflow and wallow in it for hours, to be back in school with my friends.
Saturday, the 1st of January, 1944. Another new year has begun and we find ourselves still in our hiding place. We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. It seems that our life is at a standstill. We are all a little thinner. The Van Dan's discussions are as violent as ever. Mother still does not understand me, but then I don't understand her either. There is one great change, however, a change in myself.
I read
read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves, that they become quiet within and begin to think of the miracle that is taking place in their bodies. I think that what is happening to me is so wonderful. Not only what can be seen, but what is taking place inside. Each time it has happened, I have a feeling that I have a sweet secret. And in spite of any pain, I long for the time where I shall feel that secret within me again.
We've had bad news. The people from whom Meep got our ration books have been arrested, so we've had to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises, all in different keys. Mr. Van Dan's is deep and low, like a bass fiddle. Mine is high, whistling like a flute. As we all sit around waiting for supper, it's like an orchestra tuning up. It only needs Toscanini to raise his baton, and we'd be off in the ride of the Valkyries.
Monday, the 6th of March, 1944. Mr. Krayler is in the hospital. It seems he has ulcers. Prim says we are his ulcers. Meep has to run the business, and us too. The Americans have landed on the southern tip of Italy. Father looks for a quick finish to the war. Mr. Dussel is waiting every day for the warehouse man to demand more money. Have I been skipping too much from one subject to another? I can't help it. I feel that spring is coming. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I am longing, so longing, for everything. For friends, for someone to talk to, someone who understands, someone young who feels as I do.
By this time, we all know each other so well that if anyone starts to tell a story, the rest can finish it for him. We're having to cut down still further on our meals. What makes it worse? The rats have been at work again. They carried off some of our precious food. Even Mr. Dussel wishes now that Mushi were here.
Thursday, the 20th of April, 1944. Invasion fever is mounting every day. Meep tells us that people outside talk of nothing else. For myself, life has become much more pleasant. Go often to Peter's room after supper. Oh, don't think I'm in love, because I'm not. But it does make life more bearable to have someone with whom you can exchange views. No more tonight.
P.S. I must be honest. I must confess that I actually live for the next meeting. Is there anything lovelier than to sit under the skylight and feel the sun on your cheeks and have a darling boy in your arms? I admit now that I'm glad the Van Dans had a son and not a daughter. I've outgrown another dress. That's the third. I'm having to wear Margaret's clothes after all. I'm working hard on my French and I'm now reading La Belle Nivernaise.
We're all in much better spirits these days. There's still excellent news of the invasion. The best part about it is that I have a feeling that our friends are coming. Who knows? Maybe I'll be back in school by fall. Ha, the joke's on us. The warehouse man doesn't know a thing, and we're paying him all that money.
Wednesday, the 2nd of July, 1944. The invasion seems temporarily to be bogged down. Mr. Krayler has to have an operation, which looks bad. The Gestapo have found the radio that was stolen. Mr. Dussel says they'll trace it back to the thief. And then, it's just a matter of time till they get to us.
Everyone is low. Even poor Pim can't raise their spirits. I've often been downcast myself, but never in despair. I can shake off everything if I write. But, and that is the great question, will I ever be able to write well? I want so much. I want to go on living even after my death. Another birthday has gone by, so now I am 15. Already I know what I want. I have a goal, an opinion.
And so it seems our stay here is over. They're waiting for us now. They've allowed us 5 minutes to get our things. We can each take a bag and whatever it will hold of clothing. Nothing else. So, dear diary, that means I must leave you behind. Goodbye for a while. P.S. Please, Meep or Mr. Krayler or anyone else. If you should find this diary, will you please keep it safe for me? Because someday I hope